Hey guys! I wanted to share with y'all a little secret. Now, I feel like it's a secret because, as some of you know, I'm an actress, I'm a full-time actress, and this industry and this job, I feel like is how you can make money in 2025. I don't say this out of like, I'm not getting money for this. Like, I started doing this a few years ago. I've always been an actor, but I fell into voice acting, and that's what this video is about. Voice acting has made me thousands of dollars on the side while I've been doing acting, which you know, or you may not know, acting is a little up and down sometimes. It has a little bit of luck as part of the way that you book or the way that you get work. It's not all up to you. You can have the talent, but a little bit of it, there's a little bit of luck in there. And it just takes a lot more training and a lot more, you got to bring a lot more to the table before you can actually get work. But voice acting, now, let me give y'all a little background. So I started it because I applied for, I did an audition for a voice acting spot and I booked it. Now, usually you don't just book on your first job. So that's when I was like, wait, what's this thing, this little voice acting thing? And then I started and it turned into a full-time job for me. Like, it's a side hustle that can eventually bring you a lot of money. Let me get into it. So first of all, if people have told you that, let me let you know if it's even good for you. Like if you're even a shoo-in. People have told you over your life, like, you have a good voice, or they're like, do you sing? Or they're like, I really like the texture of your voice. You're like a good candidate. And especially if you're like just a creative overall, you don't even have to be, that's the good thing about this, y'all. I wish I could tell people how easy it is to get into this thing. Okay. You don't even have to be a creative. You could just be a layman who has a good voice and get into this and make thousands, I kid you not, on the side of your real job. So if you have a good voice, this is how you get started. So the first thing you need is your voice, but you do need to just be able to have a couple of hours a day to do it. Now, IT and all these other gig work, it starts with a lot of startup costs. That's the thing. I'm like, let me get started now. Like, show me how to get money fast. So sometimes you do an IT gig and you need a pair of headphones. Don't mind that. That's little brother running around. But how do you get started, right? You need headphones. It's like $500 software, $500 system. And you're like, bruh, how do I get work? And why does it cost so much to start up more than what I'm making? Now for voice acting, you don't really need much, truly. All you need, you can, as long as you have a closet, you can get started. So if you got a walk-in closet, then it's even better for you. You really like have a studio right there for you. My first microphone I ever tried and started with was $20. Oh, I lied. I started with a Blue Yeti, which is like 100 something. You don't have to start with that. I actually moved down because I was like, this isn't really doing it for me. I got their Snowball, which was even less, and it did it for me. And then along the way, like I said, there was a $20 one that I was like, this is good quality. Book some stuff off of there. 300, 400 a pop. That's what they're coming at. So let me give you guys like a little view on how it is for me. So I can make about roughly, and this is side money. This wasn't my job. This is when I started out, and this has been more a little, let's say about a year ago what was happening, and then I'll tell y'all now. But essentially, the more hours I put in, the more I got from it. And you can expect to put in about 10 hours and make upwards of $500. It depends. So if you're putting the 10 hours through the month, you can get about $1,000 to start. But if you are very consistent with it, you're in classes, which is very important, training, you can get about $2,000 a month, which is currently how much I make on the side. On a regular month, about $2,000, sometimes less, $1,000, sometimes more, $3,000. But I also have an agent. So I'm gonna get into that in another video. But in general, you can just get on a website, and I'll share the websites with y'all, and get an agent later, but get on the website and submit. And once you submit your voice, people are paying for your voice. So if you're in advertising, if you're in marketing, that's another thing that can let you have a leg up, is if you're already familiar with what we're doing. So essentially in voiceover, if you listen to the radio today, if you watched a TV show, if you called like your dentist, press 1 if you'd like to be connected. That's all voiceover. And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. It's so ubiquitous. It's everywhere. You just don't notice it. So it's a huge industry. And I'm like, y'all, get in, because the barriers of entry are low and the amount you can make is a lot quickly. So that's why I'm like, and this is not putting in too much time. I have a full-time acting career, so that's why I don't have as much time for the voiceover. Pero like, if that was all devoted to the voiceover, I would easily see a few more thousands a month, thousands more a month for sure. Because you know what? Do it yourself. Don't even listen to me. Go to Google and put in average salary of a voiceover actor, and then come back and see me. Because truly, people don't know. This is a huge way to make money on the side. You can parlay it into a full-time career without leaving your house. And that's another thing. So how does the job work, right? You get up, you get on the sites, the ones I told y'all about already. You submit. And once you get an audition request, you literally record your voice. You do a slate, which these are nitty-gritty stuff, but you do the, let's say 30-second audition, because the projects range in length, but a typical commercial audition is 30 seconds. You record your voice for 30 seconds. Starbucks caramel, $25, get it now, da-da-da-da, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, whatever, right? You send it in, right? And then you do a few of those for a day. Let's say you do 10 of those, 30 seconds each. You do the math, 5 minutes. You might get 3 hits. And that's like, they shortlisted you. And then you might book one. And that's 5 minutes of work. You book one, that's what, $500. So like that, and there still is an element of them needing your voice. Like if you're the right voice, that's why it's not like you're getting $500 every single day. But because sometimes it takes time for people to actually accept your audition and say they're shortlisting you. So that's why it's not like instant gratification, just so you know. But these are like ins and outs type of stuff. You'll learn as you go, but it's very, I would say it's very quick on your submitting, the time between you submitting and you getting your money. It's not super long. It's not like a month later, which I know some things you have to accrue money. This stuff, sometimes the turnaround is in a few days, like a couple days. Let me tell you a quick story. So I booked an Xfinity commercial off of one of these sites that I'm going to tell you. And the amount of total work that I did, how about 2.5 hours of total work for $1,200? I'm going to show y'all. I'll show you this is the gag. That's what I'm trying to say. The amount of work for the amount of pay is very high. The amount of work you do is little compared to the amount of money you make, like the time of work. So if you're somebody who's like over a 9 to 5, or you want to add this in and then kind of, transition, this is the thing to do. Don't go out. You don't have to leave your house. Don't go out and do Doordash and Instacart, especially if you're a female or a woman and you want to be safe. Start from your house, start voiceover. Because if you have a good voice, if you have the passion and you have a good work ethic, and you're going to put the time in, but you don't need that much time, you will see money. You will see money. Let me know if you guys want me to do like a day-to-day, so voiceover in a day, so y'all can see in the morning what I do. Or in the night. If you're a night owl, you can do it in the night. So that's, again, flexibility. That's what we're talking about. So let me share with y'all the websites that I use. So this is where you can get the gig work. The websites are voice123.com and voices.com. And I'm going to throw in another bonus. Backstage.com is also good. They actually just opened a voiceover section. Typically, they're like on-screen TV, stuff like that, commercials, theater. But they've started voiceover, and I've gotten quite a few jobs on there as well. So voices.com is what I strongly recommend. That's where I've made the most money. Thousands, y'all. Thousands of dollars speaking into a mic. Literally getting out of my bed, walking to this little studio room I made for myself, for you, maybe your closet, pressing record, working on one thing for about 5 minutes, and God willing, that is the one that books, $300, $400, 5 minutes of work. So you stack those up and you bring your odds of booking higher up. If you work for 2 hours, that's a lot of chances that you'll hit at least a few of them, like 3 maybe, that you'll be shortlisted, and then a couple of them will turn into bookings. So on this voices.com that I'm a member of, it's about, most of them I would say the average would be about $400 that you're making per 30 seconds of recording. So like 30 seconds of talking, that's, it converts to $400. And sometimes they want you to do a studio session. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're asking you for the file. They're literally paying for the file that you recorded 30 seconds of, and you're sending it to them, and they're paying for that, $400. Does that make sense? Sometimes $1,000. Sometimes $250. I wouldn't do those. I just wouldn't take it. But maybe work your way up. That's another thing. Work your way up. And think about it. If, let's say, in some alternate universe, you don't get what you want, like you didn't book enough, what did you really lose? You buy a $20 mic, you sit and you record something. It's kind of like if you record anything on your phone, you can record on your voice memos, then you can do this. If you have a nice voice and you have done voice memos before and you can sit for a class or a workshop, which I'll recommend to y'all, that's it. That's all it takes. So it's kind of like the training that people do when they do temp work or anything like that. There's a training. You want to be competitive. You don't just walk up. This is an industry like any other industry, but it's an easy one, I think, comparatively to these other industries, finance, all this other stuff. Voiceover, look, that's all I'm saying. So, thanks for watching, guys. That's all I have for you today. But, thanks for watching again. And let me know if you have any questions down below. And if you watched this, what do I want y'all to write? If you got this far, then write record in the comments. Because that's all you really got to do is hit record. And you're on your way to great side hustle from home. That's easy and fun. It's really fun. So yeah, thanks guys. Let me know if you have any questions and I will see you next time. Bye.